Roman Reigns' role for WWE Raw Netflix premiere revealed. Roman Reigns will compete on the WWE Raw Netflix debut. Reigns hasn't wrestled on the Red brand since 2022 as he was moved to SmackDown. Since then, he's had a stronghold with the rest of the Bloodline. However, as huge of a deal as the Netflix debut is, why wouldn't Reigns stop by? The OTC issued a challenge to Solo Sikoa via video message on Friday night. Reigns' Survivor Series team defeated Sikoa a few weeks back, but he isn't done. He reflects on all that he has lost at the hands of Sikoa and challenges him to a tribal combat match. He even wants the tribes there to spectate. Considering half the men from the brutal Survivor Series main event have injuries, it'll be interesting to find out what this means. Sikoa and his group aren't the only ones Reigns has to worry about. A much bigger fish in the form of CM Punk is waiting to strike. The former WWE Champion and original Heyman Guy cut some deal with the Wiseman that he's keen on cashing in. There's also The Rock, who isn't expected for WrestleMania 41, but he's also The Rock and works on his own time. Aside from Reigns, WWE stars John Cena, CM Punk, Bianca Belair, and undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes are appearing. Additionally, award-winning rapper Travis Scott penned a Raw theme and will appear. Expect more match announcements to follow as the show is less than a month away from taking place at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles. That could happen as soon as tonight, given WWE airs the first Saturday night's main event in 16 years. The event will be simulcast on Peacock and NBC. Drew McIntyre's next targets include Roman Reigns, Legendary Tag Team, and Major Heel, WWE hosts predict. Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn at Saturday night's main event last night. WWE host Sam Roberts and Megan Morant now believe the Scottish Warrior will go after 4 other superstars. After nearly a 2-month absence, McIntyre returned to attack Jey Uso and Sami Zayn on Raw. Last Friday, he took out Jimmy Uso on SmackDown. Before their Saturday night's main event match, the Scottish Warrior explained that he targeted Zayn because he reunited with the OG Bloodline. After defeating the former Intercontinental Champion last night, McIntyre sent a message as he headed backstage, saying, "One down, for to go." On the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, Roberts and Morant speculated on the 4 upcoming targets for McIntyre that he mentioned in his brief message. Morant predicted that the Usos and Roman Reigns are 3 of the 4 potential targets. Meanwhile, her Raw Talk co-host disclosed that he believes Solo Sikoa would be the 4th. You know who the 4th is? Solo. Is it? Of course, here's what's great about this. You can do whatever you want right now. Whatever you're doing now is great. This is the story you're telling. But we live in a WWE where the past is not just the past, Sam said. The 41-year-old pointed out that it was Sikoa who cost McIntyre his Clash at the Castle match against Roman Reigns in 2022. When Drew McIntyre lost at Clash at the Castle this year, he wanted to kill CM Punk for that, right? He lost at Clash at the Castle 2 years before that, because of Solo. It's his debut, Solo Sikoa's debut. Vince Russo slammed WWE for the booking of Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently reviewed Saturday night's main event on his The Brand podcast. He slammed the Stanford-based company for their booking of Drew McIntyre's match against Sami Zayn. The 63-year-old WWE veteran claimed the Scottish Warrior going 50-50 against the former Intercontinental Champion was unbelievable and hurt McIntyre's character. "I'm sorry, man. A guy that looks like Drew McIntyre cannot give Sami Zayn 50% of the match. It is not believable. If these two got in a bar fight, Drew McIntyre would absolutely clean the bar with Sami Zayn. And why they have a guy like McIntyre going 50-50 with Sami Zayn? I have absolutely no idea. And let me tell you something. Casual fans watching this show are saying the same exact thing. Who is this guy and why is the bigger guy not annihilating him? You don't do Drew McIntyre any favors booking him 50-50 against Sami Zayn. I'm sorry. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are set to go head-to-head in tribal combat on the January 6th episode of Raw on the Netflix premiere. It would be interesting to see if McIntyre would interfere in the square-off. Roman Reigns reflects on working with The Rock. It's hard to articulate, We're very fortunate Roman Reigns has been a part of WWE for over a decade. He has recently gotten a chance to share the squared circle with his cousin, the Great One, The Rock. While speaking to Jimmy Traina of Sports Illustrated, Roman Reigns shared his thoughts on working with the final boss. The original tribal chief mentioned that he is extremely proud and happy to work alongside his family. I never really looked at it like that. It was more so that situation where you zoom out and you see all these family members together. When you're able to do that with someone from your family, with people from your bloodline, there is just something about that. Maybe you can ask the Kelsey brothers, Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey, or the Harbaughs, Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh. It's this weird sharing such a huge main event level moment with so many eyes on it. The whole world was watching, especially with the way we have it now. I wasn't even looking at him like, this is DJ Dwayne Johnson. It was just me and another family member. I mean that with the utmost love and respect. It's really hard to put into words how that can make a man feel and how proud I am to be able to attempt to articulate this. We're very fortunate, Roman Reigns said. Roman Reigns' new enforcer and right-hand man to appear. Paul Heyman replaced? For predictions for the Bloodline saga after Saturday night's main event. While neither Roman Reigns nor the Solo Sikoa led new Bloodline featured at WWE Saturday night's main event, the Bloodline saga is expected to heat up following the spectacle. As fans saw, Reigns challenged Solo to a match on the latest episode of SmackDown. Following that, the company confirmed that the duo will lock horns with each other in tribal combat on Raw's Netflix debut, with the Ula Fala at stake. While the highly anticipated match is still some time away, there's a lot that can happen in the storyline until then. That said, here are 4 bold predictions for the Bloodline saga after Saturday night's main event. Solo Sikoa and his henchman kicked Paul Heyman out of the Bloodline back in June. However, the Street Champion hasn't yet announced the veteran's replacement in his faction. That said, things could finally change after Saturday night's main event, as Solo could have his father Rikishi return to replace Paul Heyman as the Wiseman of the faction. The Attitude Era legend, who has been rumored to join the Bloodline saga for quite some time, could return to be Solo's new Wiseman. Number 3. Roman Reigns could add 2 new members to his ranks. Roman Reigns' OG bloodline has been in tatters following Survivor Series War Games, courtesy Drew McIntyre. While he took out an injured Jimmy USO on SmackDown this week, the Scottish psychopath defeated Sami Zayn at Saturday night's main event. Meanwhile, CM Punk is involved in an angle with Seth Rollins. Given his War Games team is currently involved with McIntyre and Seth, Roman Reigns may add 2 new members to his team to fight the Bloodline. The OTC could add Zilla Fatu and Lance Hanoai to High.